I should be like you, Mel.
Ultimate on-demand destination for the UK's best fan-led football podcasts.
Want authentic supporter insight on all things Bournemouth? Follow Up the Cherries in all departments on the TalkSport Fan Network.
Club-dedicated content created by the fans, for the fans.
Search TalkSport Fan Network.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome back, Cherries fans from around the world, wherever you are watching this morning. Gloomy Wednesday morning, but I'm glad to be back on Cherry AM with, I'm going to say it, my favourite other co-host to do these shows with, and it's Malcolm Chiverton. Welcome back this morning, Malcolm.
Yeah, good morning, Ollie. Good morning, everybody in the chat. Great to be here again. Little bit cloudy this morning, but it's going to stay dry. Bit of sunshine later, so all good stuff.
Love that. Immediate weatherman material. That's amazing. We've got some awesome news coming up this morning. If you didn't catch the show last night, it was the first Cherry Slap show, which again, Malcolm was a fantastic help and got involved, as well as a couple of other guests that we had on as well. If you didn't watch it live, do go back and watch it again. Please do get the notification bell, the subscribe, the likes, get it all going so that you get notified when these videos come out. And I believe there'll be another Dean Court social coming up for this week's match against Wolverhampton. So that should be coming out Thursday or Friday. Keep your eyes peeled for that. However, some fantastic news coming in this morning for all Cherries fans, really. Anyone who was concerned about reinforcement and a bit more recruitment and backing of the team depth, that seems to have been happening quite a lot behind closed doors. So we're going to jump into that in just a moment. Let's go over to the chat to say good morning to everyone. Firstly, it's Chris Hubble. Morning, Chris.
Morning, Chris.
Everyone at the Cherries. He says morning, Ollie and Mal. Thanks for being the first in, Chris. Liam Humby. Morning, everyone. Up the Cherries. Count down the days till I can go to watch the best team. Yeah, except that, Liam. Well, which game are you going to watch? It'd be nice to know. Dan Short, morning, Ollie and Malcolm from a cloudy Bournemouth. Yeah, it seems that's the general consensus around Europe at the moment. Nick, good morning, AFCB people. With Doak and Adli coming in, we must be seeing more go out on loan or sold. Anyone else to come in, do you think? Another striker, perhaps? We're going to come to all of that speculation, confirmation in just a moment, Nick. Dan Short simply says, Adli. I think that sums up quite a lot, don't you think? So, yeah, look, absolutely fantastic news from all round. I know that a lot of people were probably surprised to hear some of these signings, especially from Liverpool, it being Ben Doak. They're essentially, essentially their wonder kid that we've now purchased for 25 million. We'll go into that in just a moment, because I know that everyone's been ranting and raving about that for the last 48, 72 hours anyway. But last night there was a bit more exciting news, wasn't there, Malcolm? Let's come over to Amine Adli.
Yes. What can we say? I think it's going to be a very interesting signing. Bearing in mind Bayer Leverkusen, you have to sort of drop back a little bit, a couple of years, when they stormed the Bundesliga with Xabi Alonso in charge, and they had, well, as we all know, some class players in there. And what a team, what a unit they had. Didn't quite make it last season, but nevertheless, having done the double, which is very rare for anybody but Bayern Munich to do in Germany. It was a fantastic achievement, but it was some brilliant football that they played. You can pick out individuals, to your blue in the face if you want, but it's got to be as a unit. So every player has to play his part. So going on to Amine Adli, he's had in the Bundesliga 94 appearances with 14 goals, and I believe there are 14 assists that can be added to that. 10 appearances in the German Cup. Europa League, 29 appearances with 4 goals and 9 appearances in the Champions League. He's also a Moroccan international, 15 caps to his name and 1 goal. 25 years old. What do we expect from him? Where will he play? Mr. Andoni, let us know. It's the right age, 25. I think with the others that have come in, looking at the transfer business we've done, it's a different look, Bournemouth, this season, definitely. Totally excited. There seems to be more, I think it's going to be more tempo football this season, very fast. I think the high press is going to stay anyway. More of the chaos, bring it on. I just hope that, the players that do come in, that they do get the minutes, and some players are going to be sacrificed. Obviously, you can't bring all these players in and then suddenly you've got, a wealth of talent there. Who's going to stay? Who's going to go? Loans, probably. Who's going to be the bench players, impact players, etc., etc. So it's going to be a really nice problem for Andoni. An exciting prospect for all the fans. It really is.
Yeah.
After Friday's game, bring it on.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And I mean, just looking into a few bits about Adli, obviously bringing basically Bundesliga winning pedigree and creativity, right, as you mentioned. An excellent match for Areola's dynamic and pushing style. Looking at his output in Germany, 1.39 goal contributions per 90, making him a super high value pick at 26 million. And it also isn't just about the transfer and the upgrade, right? We've lost Dango now. So there's going to be a move in that final third, in that attacking setup. The framework is just naturally going to change, isn't it? Now that we've got these players in. I think you're absolutely spot on with what you're saying there. Just coming into the chat, morning, Paul from Oz. Just
morning, Paul.
Saying 8 degrees and rain here. So yeah, not the nicest, mate. I think deja vu. I remember reading that message this time last week, don't I? 8 degrees and rain. Let's go down to can't wait for Saturday. Bring on Wolves from Liam. Yeah, absolutely. Paul Sants. Good morning, everyone. Morning, Paul.
Yeah, morning, Paul.
Dan Short, just thinking, is Clivert's injury worse than we thought? Not 100% sure on the injury front. It could be. I would have thought I would have started seeing him back out in the training at the minute, but there's no news yet. So I'm not sure. Watch this space. Paul Sands, I think another centre back we will definitely get. I think we definitely need one, but possibly. I think I'm going to give my opinion on that after the Wolves game. Alan Pilly, Ethan, hey man, welcome back. Nice to see you here for a second show in a row. Hoping you're well, brother.
Morning.
Paul Sands, maybe even some surprises. Maybe Paul. It's his AFC Bournemouth, right? Keeping their cards close to their chest, and who knows what could come out in the next week or two. Paul from Oz, Chris Metham not on bench at Liverpool. Looks like he may be leaving. Yeah, interesting one. I wanted to talk about this, Malcolm, actually, just as a kind of an internal topic. What do we think about Metham? Is he going to be gone? Does he fit in the team right now?
It is a very, very difficult one to answer, isn't it? If it goes on personal opinions, I would say that maybe he could be on the way out. But currently, we need centre backs as backup, at least one, and obviously Chris can do the job.
Yeah. And so if we get rid of him, that obviously means more recruitment.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially in that role, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Agreed. And go on.
Sorry, I was going to say we were looking at another centre back as well, weren't we? Was it last week?
Yes.
Forgot the name.
We were. Yeah, I was going to bring him up tomorrow in tomorrow's show.
Okay.
So let's we'll leave that till tomorrow. But there's definitely still some speculation, and as we know, it comes and goes. It's pretty thrive around here, isn't it? So there's going to be things coming and going, especially with this merry-go-round of transfers that seems to have happened now over the last kind of 4 to 7 days.
I'll just be glad when it's done. Bring on September.
Exactly, mate. Exactly. Ethan says if we don't sign someone else, and he's a good squad rotation player. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Pulled in for a bit of depth there. On to the next, right? We have also acquired a £25 million signing from Liverpool in the name of Ben Gannon Doak. He's been around and we've seen him. Do you know anything about Ben Doak off the top of your head, Malcolm? Or is this guy another one of those Bournemouth picks that you wouldn't really think, but could come in and really make an impact?
Well, probably the first fear I would have is he's come from Liverpool. He's meant to be the next best thing since sliced bread. I just hope he's not going to be another Jordan Ibe.
I knew you were going to say that.
Joking aside, okay, young guy. I mean, I did watch some footage of him yesterday. Yeah, exciting, pacey, out wide, loves the touchline. Reminds me a little bit about Richard Cook, for those that can remember
nice.
what he played back in the day. Yeah, I'm all for it. I just love to see wingers bombing down the wings, mate. I really do.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, I have a feeling that if we've got Ben I can't see him fitting into the first team squad at the moment unless he's on rotation with Adli for the left-hand side. Obviously replacing Dango, but I mean that completely depends on how we look at the second half of our players, right, up top. So it depends on how that frames out. However, there is some interesting things here. Is Liverpool, obviously we've got him on a 25 million. It's about 20 million plus 5 million in add-ons for a 5-year deal. However, there is a buyback clause. So Liverpool have included an option to re-sign him in the future, reflecting the club's faith in his potential, which shows exactly what you've just said. That if he grows into the player that everyone thinks he's going to be, which would be fantastic for us. Again, are we looking at another Kirkez, Zabanier increased fee if it doesn't go back to Liverpool? Possibly. But I think for now, what a fantastic signing, right?
The point is, because of his age, such a youngster, with the potential, he's got the chance now to push on, and really, lighten up his career, to be honest with you. It's going to be a really interesting, I go back to your point about the starting 11 or whatever, how they're going to set up. I mean, for Andoni, he must be rubbing his hands really. He's saying, what a problem I've got here, but what a nice one. You say about leaving Brooks as in the starting 11. It wouldn't surprise me if we saw Ben on the bench at the weekend. I'm just going to throw that in. It would not surprise me. I think Andoni would like to give these guys a run out ASAP. it could even come in form of the cup games, of course.
Yep.
So yeah, watch this space.
Absolutely. And I think the one thing that we had against Liverpool on Friday night when those lineups came out was a good sub bench. That was the one thing I looked at. Compared to their subs bench, we had some good players ready to come on and make an impact in that game. I think if we take that, as we're clearly doing with this backup that we're bringing in, if we continue to do that through the season, we're going to be good. In those second halves, no matter what happens up to 60 minutes, if we've got that kind of sub bench, we're going to be pretty impressive in the final quarters. Just popping up here, Paul from Oz. I think they could hold Mepham until they're sure of a new centre-back. Yeah. Possibly, yeah. And just skipping a couple of comments, which I'll come back to. Looks like Sunderland will be signing John Lukumi unless Frano and Thiago are going to make a late swoop. Centre-back, although a bit older than the normal players we go for. Yeah, we have discussed John Lukumi a couple of times over the last few months. He's definitely been in talks. Be interesting if he goes to Sunderland. I'm not sure what my opinion is on that. Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. It's the best thing to say.
Morning, Craig.
Yeah, morning, Craig. Yeah. Ethan, he's a future Messi. Love that. That's cool. Some big shouts, and definitely the place to be making those kind of players, right, on this kind of pitch. Adli's a top player too. Yeah, completely agree. Nick Gillings, if he's anything like Richard Kirk Malcolm, then we're in for some good times.
Definitely.
Paul from Oz, think Doak will be on the bench versus Wolves. And then Ethan come back to that saying Adli and Doak will be starting, I believe, very, very soon. Interesting in different opinions, which I'd love. And then Paul Sants confirms that Vandoni likes to rotate the starting lineup. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it comes back to what you've said a moment ago, right? We've got this problem now where he's sat there going, "Oh, this is a good problem to have." And however he looks at it and however he starts putting this starting squad together, I think Wolves is the game where we feel it, we see it, we experience it, and this should be the time where we come out and play how Bournemouth play. I think really start the season off on a strong. So look, we've covered a few bits there. I just want to make sure I've done everything on Ben Doak. Obviously, a bit of background about him, just in case anyone didn't know. He's had 10 senior appearances only at Liverpool since his debut at just 16, which was in 2022. He had a loan spell at Middlesbrough most recently, where he had 24 appearances, 3 goals and 7 assists. And he's being considered for Scotland's under-21 scored on his debut, and he's the youngest ever scorer for Scotland under-21s, which, again, just holds some awesome stats there, which is fantastic. I think top 4 this year is a genuine possibility. I think Everton and Sunderland are going to do well this year too. I've called Sunderland from the start. I did think Sunderland would definitely be a good quality team this season. I think they proved that with their slaughtering over West Ham at the weekend.
Yeah.
Which,
well, we did actually predict that, didn't we? That Sunderland would be the team that wouldn't go straight back down. So yeah,
absolutely. In regards to a top 4 finish, I think it depends entirely on the rest of the teams, right? But I think given what we've seen this weekend, I can't see it. But then again, there's some clubs that are in turmoil, right? Newcastle are in turmoil. Tottenham aren't looking the greatest. Chelsea, there's some high expectations. Is it going to happen? Man, you know what I mean? There's a lot going on with a lot of teams. So it's not impossible.
Interesting point there. Everton, I mean, they were absolutely dire, weren't they, against Leeds? Come on.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, and I think there's a lot of people again that still have hope that they're going to do it this season with the changes that they've.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Badger, morning, mate. Nice to see you in the chat. I thought we played really well versus Liverpool already. Hello, Ollie and Malcolm. Yeah, completely agree. Absolutely agree. And I think it's a fantastic first game of the season to kickstart things off, to go there and to not be put in our place and to not be controlled and not be orchestrated in certain ways in that first and second half. I could be prouder of how we played away at Anfield on the first game of the season against previous champions. I'm very impressed. Very, very impressed. Ethan, I put £1 on us and £1 on Sunderland to win the league pre-season, just in case. I like that. You never know. Leicester did it, didn't they, a few years ago? That was completely random. And Nottingham Forest didn't do too bad, last season, 2 seasons ago. So I think, as you were saying, until the transfer window is closed, you won't have the full picture. Exactly. Yeah. And I think Malcolm can back me up here with the amount of speculation and stuff that's been going back and forth since the start of the transfer period. Since we've been starting to do these Cherry AMs, there has been so much back and forth, so much worry, speculation, anxiety, concern, just for it to get to this point and everyone be like, fantastic job, let's get some more. So just continue to have faith. We have got another, 11 days, 12 days at the minute.
Yeah,
anything can happen, and we've got some months in the bank. So who knows?
Yes, but they will spend it wisely, Ollie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Mr. Matthew Harrison, cherry picking out this Friday 9 a.m. New kids on the block and an in-depth look at our recent signings with Craig, Malcolm, and Liam Humby. Absolutely amazing, fantastic. Love that.
Morning, Matt.
Morning, Matt. Yeah, but that's a fantastic show. Really, really looking forward to that. That'd be awesome. And an in-depth look to the recent signings as well. I'm glad that we didn't go too in-depth here, which is good, Malcolm. Right, one more comment and then we'll move on to the women's result from this weekend, because they also had a fantastic start to the season. Ethan, it's like a domino effect. Clubs are holding on to players until they've got replacements. So Isaac to Liverpool is depending on Worcester to Newcastle, etc. Yeah, this is that merry-go-round that me and Malcolm are talking about that we're almost pulling our hair with at the minute. It's consistent. It's not very transparent. And I don't really like it too much. So I'm pretty keen for September to be here and the transfer window to be out of the way, to be honest.
Yeah, but, I mean, this thing with Adli, Bayer Leverkusen, they didn't want to let him go until, they're further down the line with a replacement. So I haven't heard any news this morning about somebody going in there as a replacement. But it just shows, how things have changed. They're all clubs are being quite cautious about letting players go straight away. You do need backup, you do need replacements, and you can't just sort of, empty out your changing room and then suddenly, where are we going to get these guys in? And I think that was the fear that a lot of Cherries fans had. Obviously after Dino, Kirkis went, and then Saba. There was a big cry about it, and I suppose with being unknown, this unknown factor thrown in, and being a Bournemouth fan as well, because you just don't know what you're going to get. But in this day and age, you have to trust exactly what's going on, and the players won't go just because they're good. They know that players will be coming in, and sometimes it took Bournemouth, a couple of weeks or more into the transfer window before movements were being seen. Forget about the speculation and the rumours, but slowly going about their business. And I just think that's the perfect way to do it. It was only a couple of players, maybe 3 weeks ago, and if you go on the transfer news now and have a look what's happened. Brilliant.
Yeah, yeah, couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
And you're absolutely right. It's if they decide to take their time and pick and choose the players they want to pick and choose, who are we to rush or criticise?
I'd sooner they get it right.
Yeah,
I'd sooner they get it right. That the players tick all the boxes, they fit the system. Yeah, best way to do it. Nick
Gillings, Always love a cherry picking. Thanks, Nick. Yeah, that sounds like this one this week should be fantastic with Malcolm and Liam involved as well. Tommy Parry, I think we really need a strong win against Wolves. I completely agree. We're a better team on paper, and we need to set ourselves apart from the other teams around us in the table. Maybe some payback for February. Yeah, I completely agree. I think this game against Wolves has to be a standout game. It has to show everything that we did against Liverpool, but without playing against Liverpool. We were fantastic, and had we have been against a team like Wolves or a team that weren't performing as Liverpool or as strong as the players were on that pitch, we would have looked fantastic and we would have been much better off. And I think Wolves is our time to prove that, and it's time to showcase the kind of players that we've brought in and the talent that we've brought in, and how well the team is now gelling moving forward. I think this is the weekend to do that.
The one thing I'm looking forward to mostly at the moment is Andoni's press conference before the game.
Yeah, it was a good one last time, wasn't it?
Yeah, so I mean, he doesn't tell you everything, but you can get an idea of which way he's thinking, and maybe we'll get some news about, like you said, Kluivert, Christie, etc. So who knows?
Yeah, we'll try and I'll see if I can get some information about injuries and lack of players and everything for tomorrow's show, just to give everyone an ideal rundown of who's expected back when, at least. Darren Hurst, hi Ollie and Malcolm. Ollie, cherry slaps was so good. Thanks, Darren. I appreciate that, mate. Looking forward to a very positive season. If Liverpool game was anything to go by, what with some quality signings and also releases. Yeah.
Morning, Darren.
Morning, Darren. Couldn't agree more, Darren, and really appreciate the kind words, mate. It was the first show of the season for me, so many more to come. Ethan, trust in the club and the recruitment. With all the respect to the Howe era, Foley and whoever is doing recruitment knows what they're doing. Keep the faith and believe in the team. 100%. 100%. Yeah, that's exactly what, well, me and you specifically, Malcolm, have been preaching for the last 12 weeks, I think, at least.
It does my head sometimes when you hear some of the comments. Yeah.
And yeah, this is just echoing of everything we're testament to. There is a 5-year plan. Foley has come in and executed it. Andoni's 2 years into this, and you can see the transition from the club. You can see the category for the academies going up in line with the development side, with the stadium increase, with the recruitment that we're bringing in, with the money that we're spending. Like, everything that we're doing is a whole rounded package to being in a certain position within that 5-year plan. And it's awesome. It's really awesome to be a part of, and it's super exciting to see it unfold literally before my eyes.
I want to throw something in here.
Go on.
Had a thought this morning. The players that we bought in, already. And obviously those that are likely to come in. Would the club have spoken with them and put it down that this plan, this 5-year plan is now into the third year, and that these players coming in are the next step. So this next step is you're going to be here for at least 2 seasons, and the end goal is the E word.
Yeah.
So that they're full on with the knowledge of what our goal is, really. So we don't want to come to the end of this coming season, or this season now. We don't want to come to the end of the season and suddenly, half the team get picked out again. I don't think that's going to happen. I really don't.
No, I don't. It's a start of a transition, right? We've got our basic fundamentals for the team. We've continued to keep our spine, which I don't think will leave. Some of them re-signing longer contracts, and some of them getting much more involved in our community and on socials, in the chats and things. I mean, we've seen Semenyo's page go from here to here in the last 12 months. And then even after he signed his new 5-year contract, he did a big post about how he was involved with AFCB fans and the community. And we're building something here. And I think we've now brought in those players, as you said, which is another mini 2-year plan or 2-year sprint within our bigger goal. Incredibly accurate, mate. Back up to Darren Hurst. The one thing that Bournemouth have always promoted, no matter what, play from the heart, and that has shown for over 20 years. Yeah, absolutely. And luckily, we've had managers that have continued to instill that, right? Eddie did wonders, and I'm hoping that he has a special place in every AFCB fan's heart, really, because he does in mine for sure.
Legend.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Chris Hubble, is Amine Adli undergoing medical at AFCB? Yes, he is, Chris. That's
today, isn't it?
Today, yeah. Paul Sands, it'd be really good if you could get a guest that could explain or go behind the doors. Easier said than done. It's something that we are working on. Behind closed doors here at the channel, we've got a ton of stuff going on. As you can tell, our staff on the channel is essentially increasing as the time goes on, and we're getting more shows come out and more special guests come in. We've also had a couple of extra ex-football players and ex-celebrities now do more shows too. We are continuing to try and build out the expertise and knowledge that we bring on the show. And I know Malcolm can back me up here and say that we are talking to some people that have been heavily involved in directorship or the commercials in the Football League. And we're trying, Paul. So, yeah, watch this space, and we should get some bigger names and some bigger guests on at some point. But this show will continue to go to the day I die, mate. So the guests will continue to flow, believe me. Christie back in the 11. He really makes the system work. Yeah, couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. Tommy, agree with Alan. Looking at teams like Fulham and Crystal Palace, who, although have great squads and managers, really lack the backing from their owners. They'd all kill to be in our position. Yeah, agreed. Paul from Oz, people that are watching, if you know other Bournemouth fans, tell them to take a look at Cherry AM. It's certainly a growing channel, and would love to hear their comments. All welcome. Paul from Oz. Thanks, Paul. I really like that. That's a lovely comment, mate. By all means, guys, everyone watching right now, please do go and talk about this channel. If there's other people that you talk about football with, that you discuss football with on a daily, weekly basis, that you go and watch the football with at the weekend at the pub, whoever it is that you encounter in your life that you talk about football to, please tell them about this show. Any support is fantastic. I think we're nearly at the 2,000 subscribers mark, which would be awesome. And again, just a reminder to get the bell on, the notification bell, subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate it.
I would also like to jump in here, Ollie. For all those guys that are in the chat, next week when Ollie does his cherry slaps, just jump on board. Just jump on board. You don't have to be on there for 20 minutes or whatever. It can be just a couple of minute thing where you give an opinion, and it'll help Ollie, increase the viewers' opinions. Obviously, not just Cherries fans, but obviously, the opposition fans as well. And we believe that this coming week, there should be some Wolverhampton fans jumping on board, as they do like to talk a lot about football. So we'll see how it goes. But please do feel free to jump on. Ollie did text me actually yesterday, half an hour before his show. I think it's a bit of a panic situation, but I come on willingly. I really do. I just love talking football. So
yeah, same. Yeah, and anyone else that loves talking football, I know that Ethan that came on yesterday will probably be making some more guest appearances throughout the reaction shows. Cool. So awesome for him. And anyone else that wants to continue getting involved. This is the start of the season. It will continue to grow. The more people we get on, the longer the shows will be, the more reactions that we'll have. So ultimately, it'll be better for everyone. Nick Gillings, agree, Malcolm. And you'd think Andoni would be here to see it all through. 100%.
Absolutely.
Away from that, yeah. And the key is in keeping chaotic football, not parkable football.
Definitely.
Agreed. Ethan, -17. Absolutely. Yeah, Eddie Howe. What a dream that was. And me and Alan Pilley here actually were in the South Stand. I can't remember what game it was, but as he was running to his seat, I think it was the 3rd minute of the game, we got a free kick and it was scored. And I remember that. It was on video and brilliant game. About 9 years ago, that was fantastic. Tommy Parry, agreed, Aaron. Exciting players want to join us because they see how Andoni gives freedom to showcase their talents. Super important
absolutely.
to maintain their identity. Yeah. Bournemouth till I die and Bournemouth till I die. La, la, la. Yeah, just on these charts, I saw the -17 and I saw this from Darren here. And I just wanted to point out that there is an Adli chant already created.
Well,
and it's when the samba rhythm starts to play, dance with me, make me sway. Amine Adli running down the wing, scoring goals, makes the Bournemouth sing. So already we've got the Adli chant on ready for this weekend, and let's see what happens. I'm very excited. Was fortunate enough to work in a ticket office the season we got promoted, and was the best time I had working supporting the team. Yes, you did indeed.
wonderful.
Yeah, I remember those days. And coming back to that, yeah, Matt Ritchie corner, yeah, remember it like it was yesterday. Yeah, dude, it was what a game and what a celebration we had together. Long time ago. That was great. Darren Hurst, I might have to set the alarm for 2 a.m. for the next Cherry Slaps. Yes, please do. The more people that get involved, Darren, the better. It was pretty hectic last night. It was back and forth with people on the screen. So, yeah, it's going to be a great thing to be a part of moving forward. Look, I don't want to overrun too crazily, so I'm going to go into the AFC Bournemouth women's game that happened at the weekend, which was against Billericay Town. I know that one of our other co-hosts, Sean, was actually there with his family watching the game, and it turned out to be an amazing start to the season with a 7-0 win. Yeah, just fantastic, Malcolm. Just unbelievable. Especially given the changes that they've also had, right?
Yeah, job done, brilliantly done. Take nothing away from the performance and the end result, but Billericay, they're not full-time players, so I think one of the Cherries players actually mentioned the fact that once the first goal had gone in, that settled everybody, and then they just carried on and played the game that they wanted to play, and it worked out perfectly.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's going to be tougher games ahead. They know that. Not disillusioned by it all, but yeah, what a confidence booster.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and just as a quick rundown for anyone that's interested, our new summer signing, Sophie Quirk, had a hand in 3 of the goals with 2 assists and a brace of her own. So she was well involved. As well as Molly Barron-Clark, Jenna Markham, Kenny Thompson, and Abby Jones completing scoring. So all round, it seems like a fantastic team effort, which is kudos to those and a great start to the season.
Yeah, brilliant. It'd be good to know when they're going to actually televise one, on the AFC BTV channel, that is. Love to watch them. Really would.
Yeah, it would be great. Yeah, it really would be great. Yeah, you're right. And again, maybe if we can get some eyes on down at a game at some point, maybe get some live footage. We'll see.
Okay. Yeah.
Badger -17, maybe an AFCB fan. I'm not surprised. It was a fantastic time to be alive and to be a Cherry fan. It was full of ups and downs and emotional roller coasters, but crikey, we got there in the end, and it's look at us now. Look at us now. Just
Don't look
crazy.
back. Don't look back.
Exactly. Yeah. Amine Adli, the new star. Absolutely. Yeah. We'll hope and keep our fingers crossed that the medical goes absolutely fine. That's today. So hopefully everything goes smoothly and we'll see him in the team, or at least on the team sheet this week, maybe.
That would be nice.
And finally, the women's game is on the up. Back-to-back Euros for our ladies. What do we call the ladies? Cherries? Cherries? Not sure. It's a good question.
Yes, I would say.
Cherries, yeah. I'm Joe. What? I'll find out. I'll do a little search. I'm not sure if there is maybe like a fan group called something, and maybe we don't know. I'll have a look, and I'll get back to you. But good question. I like it. Just to finally round up the show, Malcolm. I know that we have got me and you again on tomorrow.
Wow.
You are going to be in a cherry picking tomorrow night, ready for Friday to be released.
No getting away from this place, is there?
No, it doesn't seem to at the minute. And then I imagine you'll be joining me once again on Monday nights for our Wolverhampton reaction show for Cherry Slaps.
Okay. I take it that's an invitation.
Absolutely, it is. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
It'd
Come
be a
on.
pleasure, mate. It'd be a pleasure.
Thank you.
For anyone else in the chat, please do come back again tomorrow morning. It's fantastic having you all here, as always, for Cherry AM. Please do again share the channel. Keep continuing to give your support. Like it, subscribe, press the notification bell. Any of the other things that I don't know about that you can go and do, please do.
Tell your friends about the channel.
Your friends, exactly. But from us this morning at Cherry AM, goodbye for now, and up the cherries.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good day, and up the cherries.
TalkSport Fan Network.
The ultimate on-demand destination for the UK's best fan-led football podcasts.
Want authentic supporter insight on all things Bournemouth? Follow Up the Cherries in all departments on the TalkSport Fan Network.
Club-dedicated content created by the fans, for the fans.
Search TalkSport Fan Network.
I should be like you, Mel.